Football players don't always play by the rules, taking illegal drugs to perform better, harassing your opponent, or even smacking yourself with your opponent's hand. These are the times footballers got caught cheating. But first, let's kick off on a lighter note and look back at the moment James Corden challenged 3 Man United players to play against his show's team.
Welcome to the beautiful Los Angeles, California, where the mighty Manchester United is set to face off against James Corden and his Late Late Show Football Club. Today's match proves to be an interesting battle of quality versus quantity, with Manchester United fielding 3 professionals against 100 kids.
They say they're Man United. If they're that United, why is there only 3 players turned up?
Okay, but that was an interesting training exercise. But there's nothing interesting about this. I can't believe this goalkeeper uses a second ball to cheat. And to think he only got away with a yellow, that's just illegal. But at least he didn't try to injure his opponent.
Well, getting not the sort of help he would want from his former teammate there.
Dude, those are not the balls you're supposed to be kicking. And unfortunately, that's just typical Joey Barton. Did you know he once got a ban for 12 weeks for a needless foul against Man City? Lucky, I would say, because a player in this list got a 9-month ban. But we'll get to that a little bit later on, because we need a minute to take a look at this moment of deception. Talking about a slap to the face, that's just sneaky, man. But not as sneaky as the moment when Mbappe tried to illegally win a penalty.
Oh, get up. Get up. Referee was spot on. Should have given him a yellow card. Give him a yellow for nonsense like that. If you're going to send young boys off like Nico Williams and a friend like that, yellow card him for diving.
What, man? Even the commentator is having none of it. But this cannot compare to when David Luiz literally cheated to get his opponent sent off and then laughed about it. You can see he didn't even touch him. I think VAR arrived just a little too late. But even VAR wouldn't have been necessary for this brutal foul on Alfie Haaland.
It's a red card issued by David Ellery to Manchester United's captain for the 4th time.
Oh my god, that literally ended Alfie Haaland's career. But it turns out players do just about anything to win a game. Just like this German goalie who was caught cheating in the sneakiest way possible. The whole incident happened in 2015. Augsburg's goalkeeper Marvin Hitz intentionally dug his studs into the grass beside the penalty spot to make his opponent slip, a move strictly prohibited in any football league. It was glaringly evident to the commentators, highlighted as the cameraman zoomed in on the incident.
He's just trying to kick up the ground a little bit by that.
Unfortunately, there was no VAR back then, and the ref didn't see it. And well, damn, looks like his plan actually worked. And to think he was only fined 122 euros. Unlike Ivan Toney, who got a whopping 50,000 euro fine and almost a year ban. Introducing Ivan Toney, the English forward proudly representing Brentford with an annual income of £1 million. This affords him the chance to relocate his family to a comfortable home, alleviates concerns about utility bills, insurance, and groceries. Ivan's upbringing posed challenges, raised by a single mum alongside 4 siblings. However, Ivan's journey to professional success brought relief to the entire family. Notably, he earned a spot on the English national team and secured the 3rd position as the Premier League's top scorer, with an impressive 17 goals in 29 games. But despite his substantial salary, Ivan sought additional income. It appears his diamond chains, Dior jackets, and $250,000 G-Wagon just wasn't enough for him. So he started doing something that would almost end his career. He started betting on games, which is 100% illegal as a professional.
The Brentford striker Ivan Toney has been charged by the FA with misconduct in relation to alleged breaches of the FA's betting rules.
So these are serious charges that Ivan Toney is facing from the FA, and they will take some time to resolve.
But at least he was honest about it and pleaded guilty to all 262 charges. After a long investigation, he was then banned for 9 months and fined a whopping 50,000 euros. Damn! Now that's the dumbest cheat I've seen so far, but that doesn't come close to the dumbest thing Sergio Ramos has ever done. This guy literally tried to cheat UEFA and didn't even try to hide it. The incident occurred in 2019 as Real Madrid were up against Ajax in the Champions League last 16 and were already 2-1 up in Amsterdam. But Ramos had already suffered 2 yellows in previous games, so he decided to force one so he would get an automatic ban for the game against the Dutch team at home in Madrid, resulting in a clean sheet if they would make it to the quarter-final. When asked about the foul, Ramos said, "I would lie if I told you that I did not force the card. It is not to underestimate or think that the tie is already over, but I have decided so I can rest in the return." Obviously, UEFA weren't having any of this and considered it deliberate manipulation of the tournament. And the best thing about the incident is yet to come. Ramos stated he didn't underestimate the club from Amsterdam, but I think he did, which shows how dumb he was back then. He clearly didn't pay attention to the incredible talent that was on the field that year, because Madrid ended up getting their asses whooped 4-1.
Als iemand dit begin van dit seizoen had gezegd dat we nu in de kwartfinale zouden staan en Real Madrid hadden uitgeschakeld, dan hadden niet veel mensen dat geloofd, denk ik.
I guess Ramos regrets his decision now. Unlike Ryan Giggs, who literally burned down his whole reputation with an unbelievable cheating scandal. But I'll get to that at the end, you know, retention and all. For now, we need to talk about former Arsenal and Man City defender Kolo Touré, who was suspended for 6 months after taking an illegal weight loss pill. According to Arsene Wenger, the Ivory Coast international had been struggling with his weight for a while and couldn't keep his hands off anything with sugar inside it. So instead of running a few extra miles during practice, he grabbed one of his wife's weight loss products, which got him sidelined for half a year. This has been a difficult period for me, but I'm relieved that I will be able to return to football in September and thank the FA's commission for their understanding. But UEFA weren't as understanding towards Andre Onana, who went from Europe's most wanted goalie to being kicked out of football because of a 40-milligram mistake. Yeah, Onana was absolutely killing it during the 2019 Champions League season and was one of the main reasons Ajax made it to the semi-finals. Many clubs were after the promising international from Cameroon, including Man United, PSG and Barcelona, until he made the biggest mistake of his life. After a 2-2 draw against Atalanta, the team flew back to Amsterdam and didn't get much sleep that night. Onana had a headache, and because of that he grabbed paracetamol from the medicine box in his kitchen and then headed to the training ground. After the training session, he was called for a routine blood test, but he didn't think anything of it. 2 days later, the analysis arrived. He had tested positive for an illegal substance, Lasimac. Did this give him superpowers? Was he able to dive better? Did it make him faster? Nah, it was a medicine prescription for his wife to pee easier after giving birth to their child. Damn! He ignorantly used the wrong drug and faced the wrath of UEFA. After months of investigation, they concluded there was no attempt to cheat, but banned him for 9 months anyway. But at least he didn't destroy his family. Unlike Ryan Giggs, whose cheating scandal off the field ruined his life. In the early 2000s, Ryan was living the life after winning the Premier League 13 times and lifting the Champions League trophy. But throughout his 24 years at Man United, his family always seemed to be his #1 priority. But deep down, Ryan had a dark secret that nobody could find out, which got exposed in 2011.
Ryan Giggs accepts he's known around the world for 2 things: his abilities as a footballer and his inability to remain faithful to his partners.
And over the following years, Ryan's story got even messier. He had been sleeping with his sister-in-law for 8 years, leaving his brother Rodri devastated.
There's a whole kind of emotions: numbness, shock, disbelief, a lot of things. Really.
He denied it initially, didn't he?
Yes.
And how did you manage to prove that you knew?
I'd said to him I had texts and pictures, and that's when he admitted it.
Natasha would later come out and admit to the affair, explaining how they managed to keep their relationship hidden for so long.
We met in hotels. I worked as an estate agent, so I had access to properties. It would meet in various properties at different times.
So you'd have houses that you're about to show, and you'd say, listen, there's a house up the road.
Yeah.
I'll see you there at 12. The punters are coming to look at it at 1. Or
well, obviously,
depending on how much time you have together?
No, I mean, obviously I would make sure that nobody else was going to be there at any point, but yeah, that's pretty much how it was done.
Although Ryan's wife Tracy was patient enough to stick by his side throughout the whole scandal, her patience actually ran dry and she filed for divorce in 2017. Jesus, that stained his reputation forever. But you know what? It's not only the players who sometimes don't follow the rules, even some referees don't. Don't believe me? Check out this video for proof.